Hello, I'm Tony, and today we are taking a look at the CRPG classic Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition, which is currently free from Prime Gaming until the 18th of May 2023. Am I annoyed that I recently bought this on GOG? Yeah, a little bit. Oh well, it was only a couple of quid. I am going to be comparing this a bit, or a lot, to Baldur's Gate, which Amazon just stopped giving away for free, since they use the same engine and the same D&D 2nd edition based rule set, but they do have a few key differences. I'm not going to go into the rule set, it's way too big for a quick review like this, and I'm not sure I fully understand it either. For those that don't know either game, Icewind Dale is an isometric CRPG where you control a group of 6 adventurers, roaming the frozen landscapes of Icewind Dale, investigating the strange change in weather and the mystery of many people going missing. Unlike Baldur's Gate, here you get to create your whole group from scratch, or you can use some of the pre-made characters if you wish. I'll repeat my tip that total attribute scores above 90 are possible for every class, or 95 for a paladin, if you really want to optimise your group during character creation. Just be prepared to spend a while doing that for 6 characters instead of 1. My party took an hour and a quarter to create, just to give you an idea. Oh, something else to bear in mind. Your carry weight is determined by your strength, so consider not using it as a dump stat. You can't move at all if you're too overloaded. Once you're done creating your party, you get thrown into the story, with a top-down view of a small fishing village. The graphics are nothing to write home about. Not surprising given the game's like 20 years old, even with the enhanced edition. We have a fixed view, since the backgrounds are static images, but the game still manages to create the atmosphere each area is going for. External locations feel open and cold. Dungeons feel cramped and dangerous. This is helped by the audio. The main story characters are voice acted really well.
That said, I'll let you get back to your cups. I'm sure you've had a long journey.
Every member of your group also has their own lines, which, to be honest, get a little tiresome sometimes. If you pick the wrong voice for your lead character, you'll get a stroppy teenager complaining each time you ask them to move somewhere. Sound effects are great. Whistling wind in outside areas combining with the snow-filled graphics really evoke the cold of the Icewind Dale area. Strange clanking noises in the dungeon subconsciously put you on edge. The soundtrack then adds more to it, with orchestral pieces ramping up for combat, or giving a very spooky feel when exploring a cave. All of that works really well together for me, at least, overcoming the lack in the graphics somewhat. As with all of these games, combat can be paused to allow you to direct your party. This game was a favourite of mine when it came out, and having played through it recently, it kind of still is, despite a couple of issues. The pathing of the characters is often rubbish, giving rise to a classic after you standoff at times, where your characters just won't move past each other. This can be a real issue in battle when your squishy mage takes a weird detour straight into the path of a yeti. Make sure you save often. The game feels smaller than Baldur's Gate. There are fewer and shorter side quests, especially because there's no companion quests to pick up on. Also, not having those chats with your companions, not having that interaction with what is essentially the world, means that Icewind Dale feels less fleshed out than Baldur's Gate. It has the feeling of a much more straight-line main quest game. And that quest isn't as epic feeling as Baldur's Gate. Plus, there's not the same sort of variety in the environments you visit. All of that will be a turn-off for some. It's still rated as a 40+ hour storyline, but somehow it kind of feels shorter. The fights also feel very tough. Early dungeons have really powerful magic users, which can trash a well-created party with a couple of spells if you're unlucky. I found it essential to creep forward carefully, trigger a couple of enemies, and then run back and draw them back to the main party. This enhanced edition also includes the Heart of Winter DLC, which is a whole new storyline, giving around 20 to 30 hours of play. It starts off harder, so if you do play it, you can import your characters from the main game, with all their levels and gear, regardless of their progress. And if they're not already, they get boosted to 10th level. I'd probably recommend getting your characters to the main game to level 10 at least. Boosted characters might not have the gear that really suits them. There's a second DLC included called Trials of the Lure Master, which was originally a free download, which provides a new quest line within the Heart of Winter expansion, which adds about 10 hours of gameplay. That adds up to 70 hours of gameplay. Not bad for a free game. I don't think my feelings about this game is all nostalgia. Just some of it is. Building a well-balanced party was a lot of fun for me, as I wasn't a fan of party members already being designed in ways that I wouldn't necessarily have chosen in Baldur's Gate. The conversation and quests the companions brought was missed though. As I've said, Icewind Dale struggles in building out the world due to this. It's really only in books and cutscenes that you get that world building. If you like Baldur's Gate, this is more the same, just with a smaller feeling story and more emphasis on combat. If you don't like snow, this might not be for you. But for fans of the CRPG genre, I think this is an easy recommend. Right, I'm going to see if I've created a better group this time. See if I can beat the final boss. So I'm off. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.